So what's good, YouTube family? This your guy, DJ Bless One, the best one. So we get to see how everybody can internalize these situations. What am I talking about? Well, Eric Mangini kind of releases the truth that we all knew about the Browns and Shedeur draft day situation. I know it's been a week and we're still talking about Shedeur's situations. Well, the Mayo community seemed not to like letting things go, much like Angel Reese when I told her they're going to keep stalking her for years. The same thing they're going to do to Shedeur. But what Eric Mangini says here proves that Shedeur, we should worry about him being with the Browns organization. Now, I don't like Eric Mangini. He's a failed coach who talks too much. He also attacks the Sanders family, but he's an aficionado who doesn't know anything but pretends to be an expert, that guy. Now, I'm going to get on with the article, and after I break down all the article, I'll give you my points on what this means. But without further ado, smash that like button. I'm DJ Bless One, the best one. Never forget, this is bigger than football, deeper than football.
I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas bless up on my...
So the minstrel that's known as the naysayers and haters have a different kind of minstrels too. It's these guys here, Eric Mangini. He's a minstrel for the other communities, which are the Mayos. He's the guy they bring forward, which they know he doesn't talk about much of anything that makes sense, but he was in the NFL, therefore he can substantiate their hate. But he's going to expose the Haslam family, who I've been told you guys about. Now, some observers have pointed to the Sanders Combine interview and pre-draft process. Others are now reacting to video from the Cleveland Browns draft room, fueling speculations that team owner Jimmy Haslam played a role in the pick. Now, what they're talking about is Jimmy Haslam was the one who wanted Shedeur after all, which I don't trust, but out the blue, he doesn't decide to force the front staff to get Shedeur, but after he falls in the 5th round, that's when Jimmy tells the front office to get Shedeur. So it just means either Jimmy never even really wanted Shedeur, but it definitely means the front office doesn't give a damn about Shedeur, and that tells us a lot. It speaks volume, but let's keep going with this article here. So, former Cleveland Brown head coach, failed head coach, I want to call him, analyzed the Shedeur Sanders pick. Appearing on First Thing First on the Fox Sports 1, former Browns head coach Eric Mangini joined a panel that included Nick Wright. Hey, Nick Wright, I want to talk to you right quick. I'm going to also expose you in a little bit. Nah, you don't hate melanated people, but you cater to a certain segment in order to fill your position, because you also been saying a lot of nasty things on Shedeur, which is weird. All of a sudden, you're more vocal prior to after the draft than before. And like I said, you, Colin Cowherd, all you males, for some reason, now you're speaking the loudest against Shedeur when you didn't do that before. It's like you waited until the draft was over with after he got embarrassed so you can yap away about you knew this about him. He didn't have much trait as a passer. We're supposed to take a scrub like you, Nick, right? You barely got any real traits as a man, but you're judging Shedeur. But we'll get to, see, I be warning my people about libs like you. I'm so used to calling stepping fetchings out. Nick Wright acts so much like a brother that I was going to call him a stepping fetching, but we'll get to him on another video. But let's continue with this clown here, man, Eric Mangini. So he gets on First Thing First, which is a fake first take. Let's just be honest. He gets on there, he starts rambling, and he says, what's the chances Shedeur is Cleveland's week 1 starter? Coach Mangini weighs in. They should play whoever they feel is going to give them the best chance to win, because playing Shedeur and him going in and not being the best guy is not going to save their job. See, this little fat, with educational purpose, pork chop, failed coach still throwing jabs at Shedeur, and y'all keep telling me it's not about race, but it seems that, bro, if you're going to be a professional, be a professional, but what's up with this hate and these little jabs you keep taking at Shedeur? You know what I mean? It's like anger, but we know what it is. Let's keep reading it. It says Mangini ran through the team's quarterback depth charts, which includes Kenny Pickett, another failed quarterback who got lucky to be in the first round, third round pick Dylan Gabriel, old man at college level who keeps leaving the different teams because he can't prove his worth, who gets saved by 5-star talent at Oregon Duck University. But let's keep going on. Then they say Joe Flacco, you know, the guy that got replaced by Lamar Jackson, who became a Casper the Ghost, but all of a sudden he replaced a Watson and a Jameis Winston, and now we're looking at Joe Flacco like he was Tom Brady. But I digress when it comes to mayo on my sandwich, but let's keep reading. It says, as the conversation continued, Wright and Mangini debated Sanders' place on the roster. Wright then asked point blank, so how did he get drafted? And Eric Mangini said, I think the owner said in the 5th round, we're going to draft this guy, Mangini said. And he really went deeper about his personal sources. After Wright agreed, Wright agreed too. Boy, we're going to get Wright later. It says, Eric Wright agreed. Mangini followed up with the pointed comparisons, how that worked out for Johnny Manziel. The owner said, do that. So all of a sudden, this failed coach, Eric Mangini, just compared Johnny Manziel to Shedeur. Shedeur has never done the on-field or the off-field antics of a Johnny Manziel, but for some reason, they compared him to Johnny Manziel. Now, we exposed Johnny Manziel. He also tried to call out Shedeur, but I did a great job going viral exposing him. A drunk like Johnny Manziel gets the critique. These Mayo, it could be the worst Mayo. They'll go out their way to talk about our best of the best. It's crazy to me, but let's continue. Now, after all this agreement, Nick Wright, the tap dancer lib, said Wright replied that at least Manziel got a chance to play. Mangini reminded him that Manziel was a first rounder, Sanders was a 5th. So on one note, Eric Mangini is uplifting. On one note, he's using Manziel to compare to Shedeur, to denigrate Shedeur. On another note, he's uplifting Manziel as this better person than Shedeur. So they find their ways to lower you to the worst of the worst. And Nick Wright didn't do anything to defend Shedeur, but y'all love these little wannabe, down brother Mayos who are Mayos, but want to cosplay as a down brother, but while really throwing subtle jabs at us to cater to another segment. But don't let that go over your head with these Fox Sports analysts. But let's keep going though. Now, you guys can pause and read all this. I don't want to get into all that. I want to give my synopsis, but I'll give you the final part of the article. You guys can copy that, paste it, pause it, read it. I'm done with these type of Mayos. I'm going to tell you the truth. What's going on is I don't trust the Cleveland Browns. Eric Mangini just substantiated my point. What's the real reason that the Browns even got Shedeur besides he can make them relevant and bring money through their dysfunctional organization situation they got going on? All the quarterbacks you name besides Shedeur is the best one. Deshaun Watson is a great quarterback, could have been a Hall of Famer, but he let the Mayos get to him. That was KC's and JoJo problem. Shout out to Craig Lamar, and that's the point. Watson wasn't strong enough like a guy like me or you great supporters where you block out the Mayo hate and you concentrate on your God's given talent. So we don't trust Deshaun Watson with the Browns organization. I don't see him doing anything to help. I don't see him combating the negative naysayers. Now, when it comes to Dylan Gabriel, he barely proved he was a good quarterback in college to me because they had Bo Nix who did the same thing Dylan did at Oregon. Most quarterbacks perform well at Oregon because you got them fast track stars from Florida. They got them fast track stars from California, them thoroughbreds from Texas. Oregon and USC and UCLA get the best of the best just like Alabama. So knock it off. He got surrounded by talent. That doesn't make him talented. So Dylan Gabriel, another scrub quarterback. So we can go with Joe Flacco. He's overdue, long overdue. And they got another scrub by the name of Kenny Pickett, who was a rejected quarterback for the Steelers, rejected quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles because they didn't need him. They just saved his career. Most Mayo guys get to be journeymen. And instead of like us and our quarterbacks, if we don't do good the first goal, they get us the hell out of here. We all can't be Jacoby Brissett. They get us the hell out of here. But let's fast forward. So the last guy that's left that actually got some talent on above shoulders is Shedeur. Even if you hate Shedeur, we're not talking about if he's the best quarterback in the NFL. We're talking about for the Browns organization. That is the best quarterback. I don't care if he went undrafted. You're telling me to look at the Cleveland Browns 5 quarterbacks and judge who's the best. And I know he's going to outplay them. But the problem is, will he get that chance? Mr. Eric Mangini, genie in a bottle, scrub pork, pig in the blanket, failed coach. Below average at best, below average coach at best. But this scrub coach gets to say all these things, but he actually, in his hatred for Shedeur and the Sanders family, he released that the Haslam family is the one who got Shedeur. I kept telling you guys way before this, I told you it was the Haslams who probably fast forward, and yet they hate Shedeur, but they understand he brings a good market value. It's a great investment if you're a businessman, but you don't care if he starts or not. That would have been better business, but they stick to code. And I'm not talking about the code of ethics. These people have no code of ethics. It's the different type of code that melanated people don't know how to stick to because we have crabs in the barrels. You can either pay us a fake $2 bills or you can throw us some buttermilk biscuits, but we'll get to being the traders in a heartbeat. But this Haslam families I've been warning you guys about. Y'all let me know what's going on, because clearly what we found out is the front office didn't even want Shedeur, and these are going to be the guys evaluating on what type of chances he get as a quarterback in the NFL. So I won't be surprised if the GM releases Shedeur before spring is even done. I mean, before the summer is even done. I just don't feel confident in the Browns as you people, because I'm a staunch supporter in the NFL or advocate of the history of what goes on in the NFL, and I don't see them changing it for Shedeur. Now, if it happens, I'll be the main one being vocal about it. But like I said, the Browns was the worst organization for Shedeur to go to. Now, y'all let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'm DJ Bless One, the best one. Love your family, love your kids, and definitely indeed stay blessed, y'all. Peace.
Heart been broke so many times.